from Gita, chapter number 2, text number 22. Vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya navani grinati naro bharani tata sharirani vihaya jirnani nyani samyati navani devi. Translation purport given by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Purport. Change of body by the atomic individual soul is an accepted fact. Even the modern scientists who do not believe in the existence of the soul, but at the same time cannot explain the source of energy from the heart, have to accept continuous change of the body, which appears from childhood to boyhood, and from boyhood to youth, and again from youth to old age. From old age, the change is transferred to another body. This has already been explained in the previous verse. Transference of the atomic individual soul to another body is made possible by the grace of the super soul. The super soul fulfills the desire of the atomic soul, as one friend fulfills the desire of another. In the Vedas, like the Mundaka Upanishad as well as the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, compare the soul and the super soul to two friendly birds sitting on the same tree. One of the birds, the individual atomic soul, is eating the fruit of the tree, and the other bird, Krishna, is simply watching his friend. Of these two birds, although they are same in quality, one is captivated by the fruits of the material tree, while the other is simply witnessing the activities of his friend. Krishna is the witnessing bird, and Arjuna is the eating bird. Although they are friends, one is still the master and other is the servant. Forgetfulness of this relationship by the atomic soul is the cause of one's changing his position from one tree to another or from one body to another. The Jiva soul is struggling very hard on the tree of the material body, but as soon as he agrees to accept the other bird as a supreme spiritual master, as Arjuna agreed to do, by voluntarily surrendering unto Krishna for instruction, the subordinate bird immediately becomes free from all lamentation. Both the Mundaka Upanishad and Shvetashvatara Upanishad confirms this. Samane vrikshe purusho nimagno nisaya sochati mihyamanam justam yada pasyati anyam nisam asya mahimanam itivita sokaha. Although the two birds are in the same tree, the eating bird is full engrossed with anxiety and moroseness as the enjoyer of the fruit of the tree. But if in some way or other he turns his face to his friend, the Lord, and knows his glories, at once the suffering bird becomes free from all anxieties. Arjuna has now turned his face towards his eternal friend Krishna and is understanding the Gita from him. And thus, hearing from Krishna, he can understand the supreme glories of the law and be free from lamentation. Arjuna is advised herewith by the Lord not to lament for the bodily change of his old grandfather and his teacher. He should rather be happy to kill their bodies in the righteous fight so that they may be cleansed at once of all reactions from various bodily activities. One who lays down his life on the sacrificial altar or in the proper battlefield is at once cleansed of the bodily reactions. to the higher status of life. So there was no cause for Arjuna's lamentation. मम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितत्वेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथमह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शिव शनि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पुंगं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। हरे कृष्ण। So, वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि। Hare Krishna. So, a very interesting juncture where the Lord is telling Arjuna, using an analogy, that just like we change our bodies, change our dress, giving up his old dress, puts up a new dress. The soul similarly accepts material bodies, giving up old and useless bodies. So, dear devotees, a couple of days back, question was being asked that through the practice of Krishna consciousness, how a person can come or can lead to the state of hypocrisy. Or how is that happening? We tend to practice the science. Today's shloka is very apt to discuss that. Why is that is, we hear that we are not this body, but a powerful spiritual. We hear that we are eternal, part and parcel of the Lord. We hear we are not the masters, but we are the servants. We see through the life of Arjuna of how, through the process of submission, he attained the state of perfection. We see how Duryodhana, through the state of non-submission, doesn't attain the process of perfection. We see through the examples of Hiranyakashipu of how he, through his own way of perceiving everything in this world, and through his own way wants to lord or control this universe. Through his own way wants to remain the controller for everything. We see that. But has he gained anything? Even those personalities have to give up their bodies. Ravana has everything actually. Actually, to be honest, Ravana doesn't need anything. But still, through his so called state of understanding where through a desire of from his the words from his sister, he had to take other roads because he was fully satisfied. But in this material world, that's actually foolishness to understand that I'm fully satisfied because the quench or the thirst is always there, is always there, is continuous. A person always has the quench or the thirst in this material world. For example, if a person is a millionaire, he will not stop there. He wants to gain more. He wants to earn more dollars. He cannot stop at that moment. Let's say if a person is a billionaire, he will also not stop there. Because in this material world, the quench or the thirst is never satisfied. There's a there's a story of the king who tells one of his one of his people, he gave him a boon that you begin at 6 in the morning, you have to end at 6 in the evening. There are 12 hours. How much hour distance you travel and come back to my place in front of me, I will give you whatever you have covered. That means whatever the distance that person has covered through the 12-hour journey and then returns within the 12 hours. All he has to do is he has to put a flag. That's his desire. That's his icha. What is his desire? His desire is to begin walking or running. He can use whatever he wants. He can walk or he can run or he can crawl. Whatever he wants to do, he can do. But he has to put that flag. He has to feel that this is what I want. And then he has to come back and then report it to the king. That seems to be pretty straightforward. We begin at 6, we go until 12, and then put the flag, again come back. It's easy, right? But this is material world. It's not spiritual world. In material world, what happens? Everyone has their own thing to do. Because everyone's consciousness is little wavering. Actually, it's the greatest lesson we learn through this. If a person is simple, just like Vaman Dev, he would go and request Bali Maharaj, stating that I want only 3 steps. An interesting conversation happens between Bali Maharaj and Vaman Dev. Bali Maharaj says, out of his generosity, it is not out of pride or anything like that. He is a very perfect devotee. Out of his generosity and his compassion to everyone in this world, he says, why are you asking 3 steps? Ask more, I can give more. If a person has pride in his heart, when Bali Maharaj speaks those words, the pride which is there in his heart will actually tell that Bali Maharaj is also filled with pride. Why? Because he thinks that, oh, Bali Maharaj is kind of boasting. Oh, Bali Maharaj is telling that, oh, ask more. But actually, that is not the fact. Bali Maharaj, out of utmost state of always giving, is always in the mood of giving. No matter who he is, whoever comes to his kingdom, it doesn't matter if it's a part of the kingdom or doesn't not part of the kingdom, doesn't matter. Whoever comes to his kingdom, ask anything you were ready to give. Mother Lakshmi was also asking Bali Maharaj like that only. Later, when Bali Maharaj goes to Patal Lok, then started taking care of the people, then Lord Vishnu personally became his gatekeeper. What is this, dear devotees? That means the intimacy between the Lord and his devotee is unimaginable. We have no idea actually. That means in which way the Lord will reciprocate with his devotee, we have to just watch and see. We have to just wait and see. When we see these personalities, we get a hope in this world that vasamsu jirnani yata viham, navani grinati naroparani. It's simple. That means you wear this shirt in the morning, in the evening you take it off, you put it in the washing machine. Again you wear another shirt. Again you remove that in the morning. Again you put it in the washing machine. Simple. Likewise, the jiva will actually leave this body when this body is no longer useful. I was actually talking to my parents about this because I came back to Hyderabad 3 weeks back. Our cousin was leaving his body. 3 weeks back, the situation was different. Now everything is normal. People are absorbed in their own duties. People are absorbed, trying to go to their offices, trying to make a living, trying to take care of their children, trying to take care of their parents, trying to do this, trying to do that. They're busy. It's forgotten. It's forgotten from the consciousness. The consciousness do come, they don't want to remember that anymore because they understand the nature of this world. People do come into our life, they stay with us for some time and then they leave. It doesn't matter if it's a father, or mother, or sister, or a cousin, or wife, or husband, it doesn't matter. They stay with us for some time and then they leave. It's pretty straightforward. But the problem is, nobody wants to agree or even think about these things. Due to this reason, what happens is they become so much absorbed in this world to make a livelihood in this world. To do this, to do that, to do this, to do that. Yesterday, a couple of days back, a devotee was asking this question. That means if this is the case, that I have to leave this body, then what about all this education, all this judge which I cultivated all through my life? What about all the intelligence? I'm an engineer or this, that, so many other things. What about that? The answer to that question, dear devotees, we need to understand from where that came. To do any justice for anything in this world, we need to understand from where that came. Let's say a stranger came to your home and he's sitting in your sofa. You're sitting in the other sofa. Let's say you're sitting here. Then there's another sofa right opposite to you, and then the stranger is sitting there. Don't you have this common sense that from where you came? Why are you sitting here? Whom do you want? Don't you have this thing? Or do you just sit like this and then do nothing and then engrossed in whatever you're doing? Do we behave like that or do we ask that person? Obviously, we would ask that person. Where are you from? Where you came? Why are you sitting here? Who told you to come here? Don't we ask that? Yes, we do ask that. Oh, what is that giving? Because we want to identify why that person is here. When we do that, we do that. Likewise, dear, what is anything which we have in our life, we need to ask why this is there in my life. Now, the moment you hear that, oh, this world is temporary, oh, this body is temporary, or my family relationships. All of those things are temporary. That doesn't mean that we have to give those things, give that up. We have to understand why they are there. Just like you're asking that person why you are here. Likewise, the intelligence, through the intelligence, the degrees which you have earned, you need to ask a higher person that what is my thing I should do with these things. When we ask or inquire that question like that, then you get that perfection, then you get the solution to that. That means we don't give up anything just like that, but rather we do it as per right guidance, right methodology, right principles. Because the jiva is not idle. He's always continuously thinking. He cannot remain idle actually. Who said that the jiva can remain idle? Jiva cannot remain idle. He has to move on, he has to continue. Please understand. The cycle has to be continued. To the question, couple of days back, Dipali Mataji, how the jiva has to be compassionate, rather the jiva can go into the state of hypocrisy. Now, let us take the same example. It's very interesting. The Atma, which is there during this, it is Satchitanand, eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. Now, how is the Atma eternal? That is the desire of the Lord. Just like how did we learn in this body? How did we become all engineers? How did we become all doctors? Because the Lord has given us intelligence. Our fathers has trained us up. They sent us to right schools. And then we studied well. Again, through the given intelligence. We studied well means not independent. We studied well by the grace of the Lord. Because if He does not give us independence, we cannot study. That means everything which we are actually leading today is actually by His grace. Right? Period. This is what exactly Bali Maharaj also told. Right? When Vamanda was asking Krishna, Bali Maharaj said, no, please ask more. I can give more. This 3 steps is very small because you are a small boy. I can give you more. That moment, an interesting aspect Vamandeva would say is Jiva can only be satisfied with what he wants. If Jiva is expecting more, there is no question of being satisfied because the Jiva is limited. That means if I am not satisfied today, I can never be satisfied in my life. Now, this is where the conception of hypocrisy comes. I'll tell an example. Now, let's say you practice Krishna consciousness. You see that things has to go in this way only. What is that? Things have to go in this way. That means you should offer obeisances from the left side only. Like you should chant Hare Krishna in the beats only. You should honor Krishna Prasad like this only. You should get up in the morning like this only, at this time only. You learn few things. Okay. Now you see another person who doesn't do that. Or you have an expectation that somebody has to call me in this way. Or that person is not calling you in that way. Or you have an expectation that somebody has to respect us, but that person is not respecting us. Generally, what happens is immediately the heart inside doesn't accept that. And immediately a hatred feeling comes to the others. What is happening? Immediately a feeling of hatred comes towards the other person. Now, through that, what is happening is no doubt we also have some problems in the heart. because we are not in the pure state. No doubt we also have some problems in the heart. But what happens is we cover our problems and then we try to show the other person's problems. This is lack of good attitude towards the other person, and through that envy to the other person, hypocrisy manifests into the consciousness. And then we put them down even at the consciousness level. There's no difference, dear devotees. Putting that person down in our consciousness and then expressing it outside. There's no difference. That means both are same. Both yield. Because the moment you put that person in your consciousness down, that itself is a fall down for us. Because what are we not trying to do is we are not trying to give a benefit of doubt to that particular person. Please understand this. A sadhaka is not giving that. If the sadhaka is not giving that, that itself is a downfall. Because Krishna is sitting in the heart, he understands everything. The Lord, Paramatma, is sitting in the heart, he understands. Oh, no, 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 this is not the right way. I shouldn't do it in this way. He understands that. And he protects his consciousness and he protects himself. Because, please understand, dear devotees, every person is going through so many things in his life. Because every person is part and parcel of the law. Now he might be going through a greatest test in his life. That is why he's in that particular state. He's going through a test. We don't know what's happening with that person. But through our so-called thing, what is happening is we either tend to put the other person down through our unwavering consciousness. And externally we speak, Prabhu, you are very good. This is called as hypocrisy. We don't want this kind of state to manifest into our consciousness. I'll tell another example. The person, for example, let's say a person is, is speaking or is doing some preaching service. Or let's say he's doing service on the altar. And he talks to his friends sometimes. A person who's actually doing the service on the altar is doing Abhishek or Aarti to the Lordships, but his consciousness is sitting somewhere else with a movie or somebody else. That means what is happening? Externally, he is doing a service, but internal, his consciousness is somewhere else. When the internal consciousness is somewhere else, what is that depicting? That is actually depicting the state of unacceptance. That means he's there, but he's not there actually. He's doing it, but he's not doing it. He's been there since many years. That's why if I tell anyone that I'm watching a movie and also doing Aarti to the Lord, people might not accept me. Or people might think that I'm not a devotee. That's why I do it. But in the background, what is happening is he's continuing to do that. That means the habit is intensifying more. That means internally he's taking bad association, but externally he's doing his services. This is a very difficult state because now he's been practicing since years. Now he cannot express that because everyone is seeing that him as a senior. Oh, Prabhu, आप बहुत आरती अच्छा घुमाते हो. You do आरती very nicely. You're a nice person. But the person in his heart is not happy. Why, dear devotees, in this world people are not satisfied? People are not satisfied in this world because even after coming to Krishna consciousness, if they don't receive that solace or that shelter, then that person is not happy. Please understand. If the person is not happy, what is happening? He will take another means. Now, through that another means, what is he doing? He is falling prey to the material nature. Now, through hypocrisy, what happens is he does offenses, he will put devotees down, He will even put the spiritual master down. He'll put the movement down and then he'll leave the movement. That's what happens. Or at least if he's not putting the spiritual master down, but he's putting all the devotees down. Because wherever he sees devotees, he'll see faults in them. Because what is happening? Internally, his association is different. Please understand. When the internal association is different, externally is doing services. Externally is doing book distribution. Externally is giving money to open up a temple. But his heart is not satisfied. Why? Because his association is not there. His association is somewhere else. Let's say he's sitting in the class, his mind will tell, no, 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 you should do that, you should do this. It's a wavery, it's a consciousness is a wavery consciousness. His mind says, you do this, you do that. That means his genuine friendship is not being shown to the other fellow devotee. Forget about compassion. Compassion is a big word. At least becoming a friend to the other person. That's not possible. Are you talking openly? That's not possible. Being honest to that person, that's not possible. Because the mentality is not right. Because the state of hypocrisy is killing one's consciousness. That state of hypocrisy is perfect apt to what we are discussing today. Vasamshi jirna niyata vihaya navani grinati naro paran. We understand, we hear, just like we change the garments, we change this body also. But we don't act on that plane. This is hypocrisy. I mean, I'm not saying that one should put this body into severe trouble. We don't have to do that. Whatever body has to be given, it has to be given. Minimum 6 hours of sleep, 5 to 6 hours of sleep. Then do Shravana Kirtana, do your services, remain fit, eat less, be happy. This is what we have to do. Simple process. When we are connecting all of these to Krishna, where is the question of hypocrisy? The hypocrisy is coming only when it is not connected to Krishna. That means when our life is not led as part of the Shravana, then the hypocrisy comes. When the life is led as part of Shravana, submission comes. The counteract for hypocrisy is submission. We see hypocrisy in a lot of personalities. Duryodhana on one side is telling Dronacharya that no, no, you are a great person. On the other side, he's putting him down, stating that, oh, why you have trained that person? Why you have given training to this person? You see, that trained person which you have given the training is in the Pandava side. It's all because of you, because you gave him the training. Now he is becoming very powerful person. Now he's working against us. And on the other side, he's telling, no, 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 we should all be together and then we should do this greatly. We should win this battle. This is a state of conflict. This comes through non-submission. This non-submission is the greatest obstruction in one's life. Please understand. What is this non-submission? Non-submission doesn't give happiness or satisfaction to the consciousness. Rather, it will keep us independent. Is this not the whole problem? The whole game in this creation begins with this independence. That's why if you actually see, this material world is designed to fulfill the independence of the jiva. Why 8,400,000 species? This is a reason. Because the jiva wants to be given facilities to stay independent and then gain some happiness through that independence. That is the whole point, everyone in this world. acting or reacting in so many ways. So through this acting and reacting, they want to gain happiness by using their independence independent of the Lord. This is a whole problem. The whole agenda in this world is to gain some happiness independent of Krishna. But Krishna is telling, you depend on me. The Jiva says, no, I cannot depend on you. Krishna says, I will give you everything. Just like Prabhupada is writing in this sloka. There are two birds which we discussed few days back, where Prabhupada is telling the Jiva doesn't have to do anything. He has to turn himself towards the Lord. Please understand. The Jiva doesn't have to do anything. He has to change his consciousness. He has to watch that there is a super soul sitting in my, and he's watching all of my business. And he's watching all of that thing which I'm doing. The moment we understand that, we tell to our consciousness that no, no, whatever I'm doing, I want to be neutral. That means I want to be transparent. Whatever is inside, I want to manifest it outside. And what should be inside? Krishna consciousness. If my inside is Krishna consciousness, that will be manifested outside. Please understand this. Because the whole point, the whole propaganda in this world is designed on this. Please understand. Bali Maharaj had an opportunity to go away from that instruction. No, Vamanda wouldn't have said anything if Bali Maharaj has rejected that, stating that stating that he has followed the words of Shukracharya, his teacher. Let's say Bali Maharaj has followed the words of Shukracharya. Shukracharya said, he's Vishnu only. He came to pull all of your property. He's not in a position, he's not in a position or looking just for three footsteps, but rather he wants to take up everything from you. Now, Bali Maharaj, see here, this is a greatness, dear devotees. At every instance, Vaishnavas in their life, through the pastimes, they show what is their hankering for. Here, Bali Maharaj is hankering not for his property, just like Duryodhana was hankering for his property. Krishna told Duryodhana to give 5 villages, but Duryodhana was not even in a position to give an inch because he's so much attached to his property. Because he's not a pure soul, he's not a Vaishnava. But here on the other side of Bali Maharaj, the moment he heard that, he has to, what he has to, the moment he heard that Vishnu came, Supreme Personality of Godhead, he came, and he is asking 3 steps. And he felt that, this is a greatest benediction in my life. No, Duryodhana did not felt like that. But Bali Maharaj felt. But Bali Maharaj had a choice. Because his teacher told him, don't give him, he will leave. If you don't give him, he will leave. So Bali Maharaj would have followed. But he did not. Because his attachment is not towards his property. If the attachment is towards his property, he would have followed the words of his teacher. Please understand. Actually, spiritual master will never tell like that. But that spiritual teacher is thinking about his own thing. That's why he said, go away from Krishna. Please understand. The spiritual teacher, this is very important. Our choosing of spiritual teachers is also very important. The spiritual teacher is not looking for his own thing. The spiritual teacher, here, the spiritual teacher is looking for his own thing. That's why he's not seeing the well being of his disciple, of his follower. Please understand. The teacher is looking for his thing. That's why he's unable to perceive the well being of his disciple because he understands. Doesn't Shukracharya knows? Doesn't he know that if one surrenders to Krishna, everything is there? He knows. But he doesn't want that to happen. Because if that happens, his existence is lost. That means who will take care of him? He's thinking about himself. That's why he says, don't go. If you go, who will take care of me? Just like the family members they tell. If you practice Krishna consciousness, who will take care of me? You shouldn't go to the temple. You shouldn't practice. You shouldn't surrender. If you surrender, who will take care of me? Due to their insecurities in their life. That's what exactly happened with Shukracharya. Due to his insecurities in his life, he told Bali Maharaj to stop that. Just like our family members who are not Krishna conscious, they will stop us to make progress in Krishna consciousness. Actually, what are our family members? They are enemies in our previous life. Not everyone. That's the general notion. Whom do we connect every life, dear devotees? Whom we have association. That means we have to repay for that person. We will be connecting with those persons again and again. That's why don't be envious to anyone in this world. Because if we are envious to anyone in this world, again we have to come and then take that person's association. Don't do that. Be neutral. Offer obeisances, move forward. Be neutral. We don't have to be envious to anyone in this. If we are, then there's a problem. Now, Bali Maharaj in this particular state, he could have chosen his spiritual master's words. When he would choose his spiritual master's words, this is also interesting. If his attachment is towards the property, then he would have said, no, no, no. He would have laughed. He would have laughed in front of Vamandev and then said, no, no, Vamandev, I cannot give you this. But his attachment is not there. This is the whole point why Lord became his gatekeeper. Please understand. The Lord, a lot of people will say, oh, Mrityu Sarva Harassaham, or if one worships Krishna, he'll take away everything. Correct. You see what he has given to Bali Maharaj? I remember my spiritual master telling us recently, if the disciple gives everything for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, then it's completely in the hands of the Lord. If the disciple is giving everything what he has, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Pranadhan, you're my soul, you're my everything, you're my master, I'm you are my control, you are my mentor, you are my everything. And he puts everything in his belt. What Spiritualist was telling. Krishna is protecting the animals, the elephants in the forest. Oh, Krishna is giving 100 kilos for breakfast, 100 kilos for lunch, 100 kilos for dinner to the elephant every day in the forest. He's arranging. The elephant is not chanting, elephant is not doing sadhana, elephant is not doing any of those things. But still the elephant is protected. That is out of the love. That is out of the relationship with the Lord and the Jiva. Because that elephant also has, the elephant is not just elephant, it's not just the body. The elephant also has a soul. That soul has a connection with the Lord. The Lord is protecting that soul by maintaining that soul in this body. The elephant is not doing any big sadhana. Now, what sadhana did Gajendra did? He simply turned towards the Lord. He was satisfied. क्या किया? Gajendra ने क्या किया? He tried coming out of that situation. He struggled. He strived very much. 1,000 years he strived. couldn't do it. Suddenly, Paramatma in the heart, he got a thought that no, turn towards me. The Lord said, turn towards me. Immediately he turned and then worked. Immediately he turned towards the Lord. And then what happened? He submitted everything. Oh, my dear Lord, please, I'm at your stakes. If you want, you can kill me. If you want, you can protect me. Please take this offering. Please take this lotus leaf. Immediately Lord came. It's like Draupadi Amma. She was looking for protection in different means. She was trying to protect herself. Just like Gajendra was protecting himself. Draupadi Amma, she was also trying to protect herself. She was trying to see his husbands, her husbands. But there's no shelter from there. She was trying to see Bhishmadev. There's no shelter there. Then she openly declared, hey Krishna, hey Govinda, hey Mukunda, now you protect me. I'm completely surrendering to you. Shukracharya knows this. But Shukracharya was not doing this. Why? Insecurities. Likewise, the Jiva knows this, but the Jiva doesn't come to that state due to insecurities. This is the problem of the Jiva in this case. The Jiva is struggling through his anarthas. Likewise, the hypocrisy comes through this state only. Because hypocrisy comes through the state of insecurity. Oh, what will people think of me if I say that I have this problem? So what I'll do, I'll just cover up the problem and then I'll try to act as it will. This is hypocrisy. That means externally I show nicely, internally I will do whatever I want to do. That's okay, I'll go and eat in the restaurant. Who's seeing me? Nobody's seeing me. This is far away place from the devotees. Devotees don't come here. This is Tampa only, but devotees don't come to this restaurant. If I can go and eat, nothing will happen. The moment that devotee, was person who's actually practicing, won't proclaim as devotee, is going and eating at the restaurant. There's another so-called devotee already eating there. Both will watch each other. Are you also came to eat in the restaurant? Are this is not Prashad. Then they're quiet, they finish their business and then go from there. Now what is this? Hypocrisy. Why this hypocrisy comes? Because the person doesn't take good association and not taking that association, what is happening is when he doesn't take the right association, he doesn't get satisfaction because he don't get that inspiration to actually follow those principles because of the lack of association. But when the continuous association, constant association is there, then through that constant association, what happens? His heart and mind will not tell. Will always tell in the background. No, no, this is not right. This is not right. This is what you're doing is bad. What you're doing is bad. What you're thinking is bad. Don't do this. Don't do this. It will tell because he's in that association. But when we don't hear and then continue doing that, then this is where we come to the state of hypocrites. This is the problem. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't like this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't like this. He tells his disciples that don't ever come to this state watching Mataji's and then practicing Krishna consciousness. Don't do that. He tells to Chota Haridas. Just by seeing him, Mahaprabhu sent him. Because I just saw, he glanced towards that Mataji. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent him. Don't stay here. Because what is this, dear devotees? If somebody is aspiring for something, one should actually work on that. One cannot imitate that. Through imitation, one will not get birth. What is imitation? For example, I'm chanting Hare Krishna. I'm also having material desire. This is imitation. Instead of hypocrisy. Because imitation. What is this imitation? I'll chant Hare Krishna. I'll also have these desires. It's not right. We cannot. That means you cannot chant Hare Krishna. That means you're chanting Hare Krishna because it's a struggle. It's a problem. Because you'll not get the taste to chant Hare Krishna. You'll not get that feeling to chant Hare Krishna because you have those desires. Because anartha nivritti begins when a person completely is freed up and then is intensely chanting out, is intensely chanting to come out of all these anarthas. And material nature will also tell why you want to come out of all these anarthas. You should have a strong reason that I have to serve my spiritual master or I have to serve the acharyas. If you don't have those strong reason, the material nature will not allow us to come from that state. Because superficially also sometimes through the troubles of this material nature, these anarthas will actually trouble the jiva. The jiva wants to come out of actually most of the people come to the process of Krishna consciousness to come out of all these anarthas. The whole purpose is to come out of these anarthas doesn't allow us to take the Krishna consciousness. Coming out of anarthas is one thing, but actually serving them is another thing. When one does both the things, when one is coming out and then serving, oh, that is the greatest solution. But if he's not coming out and if he's not serving, if he's coming out but if he's not serving, again he'll go back to that stream. Please understand. That means he should have a service to maintain that consciousness. That means the platform is very important. If the platform is not there, then how do we do? We cannot do that. So we require a platform. We should know how to come out of that, and through that platform, when we have that activity, then we are not hypocrites. We don't come to that stage because we have proper engagement. Through proper engagement, through proper channels, everything is taken care. It is not like they are what I'll tell you again. Krishna consciousness is not like once in a saptah or once in a week we come together, we chant kirtan, uh, we hear Krishna Katha, we honor Prasad, we discuss about our problems. Oh, Trump is doing this person is doing that person is doing this. I have this problem, I have that problem. Can we help this one? What is a good movie coming? If you're discussing all of these things, then it's no brainer. It's no brainer. It's a very clear indication that our consciousness is not Krishna conscious, but it is somewhere else. See this pastime lady what is. The Lord became the gatekeeper of Bali Maharaj because the Lord wants to reciprocate to the service of Bali Maharaj. Just by seeing that, is it not a greatest hope or shelter in this world? Please understand, who would do that? Nobody would do that. A person in this material world, can anyone do like that? Nobody can do like that. Person in this material world who is so much engrossed in this material world, he cannot do that. Only Lord can do that. Only Lord's representative can do that. Why Prabhupada had to come from the spiritual world? Why he has to go through so many problems? Only they can do that. Why he left his eternal position as a friend of the Lord or an intimate associate of the Lord? Why he left that position and then came here? And then going through so many heart attacks, going through difficulties from his family members. His wife is telling, I want tea, I don't want you. Why he has to go through all of these things? Because he went through all of these things to give Krishna consciousness. There's no other strategy. Please understand this, dear word. This person is doing so much without having any expectation. What is this? He just wants to give us pure devotion. He wants to pull us out of this loophole of this material existence which is eternal. This material existence is also eternal. It looks temporary, but it is continuous. It will go on like this. No doubt it is temporary. It will wind off, again it will open up, again it will wind off, again it will open up. This is also eternal. This body is temporary. The soul is permanent. That means soul can change multiple bodies. Soul doesn't have a limit. Our credit card has a limit, only $10,000. After $10,000, you cannot swipe. But the soul is not like that. It is eternal. It can take unlimited bodies. An ocean is very calm. That doesn't mean that it doesn't have power. It can wipe off the entire. It can wipe off the entire world actually. During Pralaya, what happens? All this water from the ocean comes. Not all, part of it. To close off everything here, the business. Within a moment, everything is closed off. And Lord Shiva does the destruction dance. Entire universe is destroyed. Indra would shower the Samvartaka clouds using devastation to all close off everything. Again, the Jiva has to go, stay sometime. Again, he has to come out. Again, he has to participate in the same business of being independent of the law. How many lifetimes we have to go through? How many lifetimes we are rebellious? We have to go through that many lifetimes. It's like Shukracharya is looking for his own thing. If you begin to look our own thing by not accepting the process and then submitting and then coming to that state of surrender, it's a problem. If Bali Maharaj would have followed the words of Shukracharya, he wouldn't have attained the perfection. See, dear devotees, this is a perfection actually. Turning ourselves towards those personalities, towards the Lord, that is the greatest perfection. We are not doing anything else here. We are just turning ourselves. Please understand. The turn towards the Lord is the greatest thing. Yata tarurmuna nisheshanena. Turning towards Krishna. Just by watering the root, entire tree is nourished. You don't have to do anything. Bhavatam is telling, you don't have to water every leaf. If the leaf has million, let's say this is a huge tree has million leaves. How many leaves you'll water? It's not possible. And that is not the way also. Simply have to water the root. The tree is nourished. Because when we simply concentrate, then take this process of Krishna consciousness very seriously into our life. And then chant our rounds very diligently. And then make progress in Krishna consciousness. And when situations do come, turn towards the Lord. Take that shelter. Difficulty is coming, turn towards the Lord. Problem is coming, turn towards the Lord. Situation is not good, turn towards Krishna. He'll protect. Under guidance. Follow the words of the spiritual teacher and turn towards the Lord. Do not follow the words like Shukracharya is telling. No, this Vishnu will come and take everything. That is the whole point. Na? Vishnu is coming. What is the greatest thing? What's more auspicious than Vishnu coming? You are very fortunate if he comes. Oh, he comes only to exalted souls like Bali Maharaj by through his devotion. The Lord was very pleased through his devotion. He was very much pleased. He wanted to give that mercy. That's why he came. For that, from our side, what we should do is we should check our consciousness. Am I in the state of hypocrisy? We shouldn't. When we are in the state of hypocrisy, we will cultivate envy towards the others. Oh, this person is doing great, envy will come. This person shouldn't do great, envy will come. Because we are unable to receive that. We are unable to receive that happiness, How come this person is able to receive that happiness? How come this person able to speak like this? How come this person able to chant like this every day? How come this person able to do like this every day? Hypocrisy. And we will see wherever is our attachment, that is where the progress is. Bali Maharaj's attachment was towards the Lord because he took the training from his grandfather Prahlad Maharaj. He understood if there's an opportunity, complete submission. He heard from his grandfather and he accepted that state. He moved on because he knows the life of Prahlad Maharaj, how he went through the difficulties through his remembrance. He said, "Oh, my dear Lord, you take whatever you want. 3 steps, you okay. Please proceed. Please take 3 steps." That is when Vamandev manifested and expanded himself. Because now what is happening? The right environment came, right state came. Through that process, acceptance came. This is free from hypocrisy. This is what we need to manifest into our consciousness. Courage. I'll stop here. Anyone would like to add anything? We'll continue. Yes, Shital Mataji, please tell.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I really understand the situation. But if this situation is vice versa, if like we are in the Krishna consciousness and the person like is like hypocrite, it's especially it happens mostly in like the relations and in the close relationships. So in that case, how to protect ourselves? Because it's hard to like um its like tendency will be like to say that we are not doing that and expressing that it's not my feeling, but still the other person believes that we are wrong. So in that case, how to protect ourselves?
Amma, unnaturally, that is a state which is there in this material world. People say something and then do something. That is quite normal in this world. The person will say, "Oh, tomorrow morning I'll come," but he'll not come. That's okay. This is the nature of this world. The person will say, I'll give you tomorrow, but he'll not give. That's okay. From our side, how we should see that person is, let's say if a person is afflicted with jaundice, can he eat what he is supposed to eat? He cannot because he is afflicted with a disease. If a person is in a diseased state, how do we see that person? Don't we see that person with some compassion to the other person, like extending our hand? Compassion is a big word. At least we extend our hand, right? Because he's going through a difficult. This is exactly happening in this world. Every person is in a diseased state. So what you said of hypocrisy is normal in this world. But what is our attitude towards that is what you're asking, which is very important. For example, let's say you're practicing Krishna consciousness. Then you see a person. Oh no 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 no! He's a material person. No 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 no! I cannot go there. No 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 no! His full number. No 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 no! I cannot go. This we should not be. No 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 no! Don't deal with material people because I'm practicing Krishna consciousness. No no no! Don't deal with any of them. We shouldn't have that. Because even though the person is diseased, he is also part and parcel of Krishna. Some might have So that hypocrisy is a normal thing. That's what, right? After coming to Krishna consciousness, we should avoid that. We shouldn't have that. The other person is having this is a disease state. What can be done? Can't be done much. Because that is coming through insecurities. Because he's thinking that he will be missing out on something. That's why he doesn't give. Even though he's supposed to give, he doesn't give. Why the politics happen at the office? This is a state. Insecurity. There's a person is thinking that my job is at stake. I cannot do that. If I do this, my job will be gone. So what he'll try to do, he'll try to protect. Further, he will become hypocrite. He'll speak here, he'll speak there. He's always in a state of anxiety as a problem. But what we should do is, first thing is, we should be neutral with that person. And then the other important aspect is, we should not judge them. Now, here, Shukracharya is in that state. What did Bali Maharaj do? He's not telling, oh, my dear Lord, my dear Vamandev, you're Krishna. This person told me you're Vishnu, but this person is telling not to surrender to you. You see, this person is cheating. He did not speak any of those things. What did he do? He just did what he is supposed to do. Likewise, we have to do what we are supposed to do. Because this world is designed like that. Because we are staying in this world to practice Krishna consciousness. What is our motive? To practice Krishna consciousness. If that is our motive, no matter how many hypocrites are there around us, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who that person is. We simply move on. Actually, we'll pray for that person if you are advanced more. It's a diseased condition. What is this insecurity and hypocrisy? It's a diseased condition. This diseased condition has to be curbed on. So, to ourselves, when we are very honest, we come out of that. And the other person is like that, you be neutral. Say Hare Krishna, move on with your life. Unless until it's really troubling you in your life, you don't have to dwell too much over that. Just like Bari Maharaj did not dwell too much with Shukracharya. That's what exactly we should do. Prabhupada did not dwell with so many people in this world here. He came to US. He's not thinking, oh, these are all fools and rascals. These are all Mayavads. These are all impersonalists. These are all materialist people. They are all so much engaged in sex life. These are all fools. Prabhupada didn't say that. He gave love. We cannot do that from our state. From our side, what we should do? We should be neutral, chant Hare Krishna, move forward with our devotion, and continue. Dear devotees, what happens is when we are absorbed in their thing, when you think more about them, then we will also do that. First, because they are already there in our consciousness. Please understand. We will also do that. For example, oh, that Mataji is not doing good, this Mataji is not doing good, this Mataji is like this, that Mataji is like this Prabhu doesn't eat prasad, that Prabhu doesn't eat prasad, this Prabhu doesn't come to Mangalarti, that Prabhu doesn't come to Mangalarti. This is not our business. Are you coming to Mangalarti? Are you chanting your rounds? Are you hearing daily? Okay, that's it, move forward. It's not our business. We should understand what is gray area. This is gray area for us. We have to inspire ourselves and then move forward. We cannot inspire the other person. That doesn't mean that we see that, oh, materialistic people, stay away from them. No, it's not like that. Oh, this is material person. I should stay away from him. Otherwise, if I stay with him, I'll also become material. It's not like that. That's not correct. Talk to them nicely. Speak some good words. Cannot do that. Just continue what you're supposed to do. Move forward. But never engaged in prajalpa. Prajalpa means unwanted speech. Never do that. Prajalpa means वो क्या हो रहा है इधर क्या हो रहा है वो मूवी अच्छा है ये मूवी अच्छा है नो नो नेवर डिस्कस एनी ऑफ दोस थिंग्स मोदी क्या कर रहा है ट्रम्प क्या कर रहा है नो वी डोंट हैव टू डिस्कस एनी ऑफ दोस थिंग्स that is what is happening is that consciousness is kept at different state. We don't want that to happen. We want our consciousness to be smooth. We should have a smooth ride. If you want to have smooth ride, you see there's a problem. Can't be done much. Move forward. Is that okay, Amma?
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji. But sometimes I practice that, but other times I will slip. So it's like out of 80 times I can do better, but 20 times I will slip. And I just want to tell them the intention that it's not my intention, but still the things will not work out.
You should become more Krishna conscious. You become more Krishna conscious. You'll do it naturally. Naturally, you'll discuss about. Naturally, you'll speak about that. Naturally, you'll speak Krishna consciousness one. But further, you need to hear very nice. Constant hearing. Because through constant hearing, what happens is our consciousness is uplifted. Otherwise, where is Bari Maharaj? Where are we? How is the connection? Spiritual master is a connection. That means their life, we can learn so much from their life. Oh, who gives that access? Spiritual master gives that access. It's very important. So we should understand it's a diseased condition. We should understand I'm also in the diseased condition. I have to come out of that diseased condition. This is a perfect. When we think that we are in the diseased state, we want medicine. And we take that medicine and move forward. That fear is sometimes good. What this material person, but we shouldn't put them like, you know, see them with hatred. No, we shouldn't do that. No doubt, it's a material state, materialistic state. They're dealing with this material world, like just like we, they're also dealing. But we want to come out of that. How? Be neutral to them now. Move forward slowly, slowly. When the consciousness is improved, naturally you'll be able to do that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I will practice that. Thank you so much.
Hare
It's like a relief of my burden today.
Hare
Thank you so
Krishna.
much, but it was not connected, but it was vice versa. My question was, and thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Is it, so it's connected now, correct?
Yes, I have to practice more and be neutral. That was helping me a lot. And yeah, the thing which you have like showed, like if the material person is coming, yeah, that feeling was there in me. Like I have that feeling a lot. Oh my God, how should I practice now? This material thing is going on. Other conversation will come up. So yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. We'll discuss more about that tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Anyone else would like to add? Otherwise, we'll stop here. Okay, thank you all very much. The cause and inconvenience, please excuse me. Our Vamshira Ravi is there. We'll do the bhajan and then close up the session.